Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Here we are looking at Bitcoin US dollar on Coinbase, not on the index. Because believe it or not, this chart's a little cleaner. So what we're going to do right now is we're on the 1 day time frame and going to clean up some of these lines that I've drawn here. As you should know, because I repeated it time and time again, predicted this price. Have several predictions here moving on from about the beginning of October as to what could occur in price action. And the green one was the one we were focused on. And that is the one, and that's what we believed would happen. And that is exactly what's playing out. So I'm going to get rid of this red one here. If I can click on it. Oh, can't click on it. Can you get rid of this red one? Bye-bye. Get rid of the blue one. And get rid of this path here. There we go. So we just made our chart a little bit cleaner. And you can see that it's exactly what's played out. It's pretty freaking to a T. Pretty freaking to a T. Followed up here. Came right up there. I haven't changed any of this since October. And now we're coming down. Having a little pullback here into the election week, to election week, FOMC meeting week, and then onward and upward. And so I want to zoom in on now nobody's talking about this. I don't know what their problem is. I haven't heard anybody mention this at all. We have this, okay, we're on a daily time frame. So on a daily time frame, can't even see. It's hard to see this gap. Well, because that's not it. Where's the gap? Gap. Why isn't that a gap? And why is that there? That's kind of weird. Wednesday to Thursday. Let's zoom in on the 1 hour. Some of this stuff doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't see any gap Wednesday to Thursday, so I don't know what they're talking about there on that. Anyway, here's the gap right here from last weekend. Not last weekend. What is today? I guess it would be last weekend. Yeah, it's only been 1 week. From last weekend. The CME Futures Gap. Big gap right there. It's like $1,000 from about 67,260 up to 68.2. It's $1,000 gap. So we're going to go down and fill that right now. It's exactly what we're doing. And so I've marked that on our chart. Here. Made a little cross on our chart. There's a vertical line right here. Is when CME Futures opens today. And this dotted horizontal line right here is what the spot price needs to come down to fill that gap, assuming that there's a $500 premium. So if it's premium's less than that, it doesn't need to come down as far. It could come down a little bit over here. And what is price action doing? Well, price action is headed right there. It's headed right there to fill that gap and liquidating people along the way. Like that. And let's go on a 24-hour. Yeah, it's coming down. We're missing that now, but it liquidated those people there, liquidating these people here now, and they're just being stupid. Apparently, they don't realize there's a gap there or something. I don't know what they're thinking. Price action's going to come down and liquidate all those guys there. I don't know why they're trying to force the issue there. It's kind of weird. But so nothing big to update you on. It's price action is following exactly what we said. And as predicted, it's coming right down here in the red channels. Now, well, what we do have to look out for here, though, because very, very close is, and this is all part of the plan to scare y'all, I'm pretty sure. We have the orange dotted line here is the top of the 5-day Gaussian channel. And the green line here is the top of the daily Gaussian channel. And I'll turn those on just to verify here. And in fact, that's what those are. There's the top of the daily Gaussian channel. Now, I could adjust this a little bit more. Right about there. It's always changing. It's a curve, so it changes as each time period, plays out. Here's the 5-day. Why are these off a little bit? I thought I just adjusted them recently. But it appears they're off just a bit. I put it right in the center, so there they are adjusted. And here we are. So we really don't want to get into them. I suppose we could. That would that would change things a little bit, but maybe dip our toe into the 5-day, but I don't even think we want to do any of that. Now this purple line up here, that connects the last two highs. If we go to a daily time frame, June and July here. Right here in June, or July 30th and June 7th, something like that. And as you can see, yeah, that's right. And we've broken above that, and we do want to stay above it. You can see we've come down a little bit below it here at the end of October and bounced off. So we kind of want to stay above this area. We want to come down to the dash line, but stay above this area, and everything will be cool. We start coming down here into below 66. We're going to have to reevaluate things. It doesn't mean we're going to dump necessarily immediately. But let's turn on the Gaussian channel again. And we are on the 1 day here. So the bottom of the daily Gaussian channel, oh, it's at 59,581. Well, I don't want to get into this yet. Let's see what happens today. What I assume is what's going to happen is that we're going to bounce. Once we close that gap, we'll be bouncing back up. Well, because, too, CME Futures closed at 69,730. So I imagine that imagine that 69.7. That's, well, imagine we'll close this gap. Oh, and bounce back up at least to 68.5, something like that. Now the reason being too is if we go on a hourly time frame here, you can see something very interesting. Well, first of all, we seem to be holding this dash. We seem to have held this dashed line for a while, but also this aqua colored line right here. Now, what is that dashed line? Okay. That dashed line is the center line of the channels that we're moving up in. Remember, from the inverse head and shoulders right here, in blue, marked in blue, with the 49K low as our shoulder, our 52K low as our head, and this area over here at the end of October is our next, or throughout October is our next shoulder. That is the inverse head and shoulders, marking our transition from this purple channel downwards into these green channels upwards. Most notably this green channel right here. And stop doing that. That's this green channel right here. And that is indeed the center line right there that we held as support before falling through it. It's signifying, or it's noting the significance of this, of that line right there. And the aqua colored line is the neckline of our inverse head and shoulders. So it's letting us know that this center line is significant and that this aqua line is significant. And we're on an hourly time frame. You can see that significance here and here. So once we close that gap, I imagine we'll come back up here. What's interesting too is that we have the base of this channel. The center line I was just talking about up here is here's the bottom of that channel right there. So all this stuff is all in the same area right here. I imagine we'll come down here, maybe go down as far as the purple line, maybe around low as 6. I mean, we could come all the way down technically to just under 66.1, and I wouldn't be worried. If we go below that, that's kind of getting a little bit sketchy there. Especially if we get down, yeah, into 65, 6, kind of reevaluate things at that point. But, okay, so that's what we're looking at, I believe. All right. Oh, yeah, I almost said like, subscribe, and whatever. See you next time, but don't do that.